Welcome back to CIA Declassified. We've looked at the stars with Project Upward, but now we're going to return to the scorched earth of the American Southwest. For over 50 years, if you asked the government about a specific dry lake bed in Nevada, the answer was silence. It was a cartographic hole, a place where the laws of physics seemed to be suggestions and the planes flew faster than sound. In 2013, the veil finally tore. This is the story of how a non-existent base became a household name. This is the Black Vault. To build the future of aviation, the agency needed a place where no one was looking. Area 51, officially part of the Nevada Test and Training Range, was selected by U-2 designer Kelly Johnson in 1955 because Groom Lake offered a massive, flat, natural runway for secret testing. A quote from a declassified 1967 CIA history: "The move to the Nevada site was necessitated by the requirement for absolute security during the flight testing of the A-12 aircraft, a project then known as OXCART." End quote. The archives reveal that the Area 51 designation comes from old Atomic Energy Commission maps, where the grid square was simply numbered 51. The agency utilized commuter flights, unmarked Boeing 737s known as Janet Airlines, to ferry thousands of workers from Las Vegas to the base daily without ever acknowledging their destination. A quote from the 2013 declassified CIA report: "The government of the United States acknowledges that there is a facility at Groom Lake, though its specific activities remain classified for reasons of national security." End quote. The declassified Black Vault logs confirm that Project OXCART, the precursor to the SR-71, was responsible for over 90% of the UFO sightings in the region during the 1960s due to its titanium skin reflecting sunlight at high altitudes. Technological breakthroughs at the site included the development of stealth coatings, which allowed the F-117, the F-117 Nighthawk to become invisible to Soviet radar. The logs show that the base utilized a sonic buffer, a series of underground baffles, to hide the sound of experimental engine tests from long-range seismic sensors. Project Have Blue, the proof of concept for stealth technology, was tested at Area 51 in 1977, resulting in the faceted design that revolutionized modern warfare. A quote from a 1962 security protocol: "Any unauthorized entry into the restricted zone of Groom Lake is to be met with the immediate deployment of camouflage intercept teams. Lethal force is authorized." End quote. The declassified files show that the CIA maintained a disinformation office specifically to feed leaks to the press about weather balloons and swamp gas to cover the testing of the D-21 drone. The archives reveal that radar pylons were built across the dry lake bed to measure the radar cross-section of captured Soviet MiGs during Operation Have Drill. The base was so secret that even President Dwight D. Eisenhower was reportedly hesitant to authorize the initial funding until he was shown the blind spot in Soviet satellite coverage over Nevada. The Black Vault logs confirm the first Predator drones were flight tested over the Nevada desert long before they were deployed in the Middle East. The declassified receipts show the agency paid $1.2 million to different landscaping companies to create artificial dunes that could be moved to hide hangar entrances from passing satellites. While the name Area 51 is now public, the Black Vault contains massive gaps. The most heavily redacted sections in the release are found in the subsurface infrastructure log and the non-conventional propulsion annex. Specifically, 140 pages regarding the Level 12 expansion are entirely blacked out. Why admit the base exists while hiding the ground it sits on? Get ready for the theory of the Mirage Protocol. Speculation suggests the declassification of the name Area 51 was a distraction to hide a new, even more secret base located miles under the desert floor. The rumor is that the redactions in the elevator maintenance schedules hide the existence of a high-speed maglev train connecting Nevada to Virginia, and that the black bars cover the level 12 logs from 2024, which record non-human arrivals. What if the Black Vault are a false flag? A dark rumor suggests the CIA leaked the name themselves to discredit UFO researchers by leading them to a sterile site while the real work moved elsewhere. The theory claims the redactions in the security personnel training files hide the memory wipe protocols used on the local population near Rachel, Nevada, to ensure no one remembers the real shape of the craft they saw. Looking at the waste disposal manifest, the redactions are suspicious. Some believe this hides Project Alchemy, where the agency is disposing of radioactive alien alloys that cannot be destroyed by conventional heat, with the black ink masking the location of the eternal pit. The voice of the desert theory suggests the redactions in the radio frequency interference logs hide mind control broadcast. Speculators argue the base uses the surrounding mountains as giant antennas to pulse apathy waves over Las Vegas to keep the public from questioning the lights in the sky. The biomedical research summary is almost entirely blacked out. Gossip suggests this masked Project Chimera, an attempt to crossbreed pilots with AI to handle the G-forces of gravity-defying craft, with the redactions hiding the genetic drift failure rates. Some believe the redactions in the foreign technology evaluation hide the fact that the CIA didn't capture Soviet MiGs, but time machines from the future. And the black bars mask the historical displacement logs that show the agency is actually managing our timeline from Groom Lake. In the geological stability reports, massive redactions cover the fault line. Theories suggest the base isn't in a desert at all, but inside a giant, ancient mothership buried under the sand, and the black ink hides the power draw requirements to keep its life support running. The Hollow Earth theorists argue the redactions in the deep core drilling annex prove Area 51 is an entrance to an inner world, with the black bars masking the diplomatic exchange logs with the subterranean inhabitants. Gossip suggests the redactions in the Hangar 18 inventory hide Project Ghost Plane, a fleet of aircraft made of liquid metal that can change shape in mid-air, with the black ink masking the fluid dynamic formulas. Lastly, some whisper that the redactions hide the fact that the entire base is a hologram designed to hide a massive forest that grew back in the desert, and the black bars mask the ecological restoration data that the government wants to keep secret to avoid a land grab. Was it a success? Was the secrecy of Area 51 a success? Tactically, it was an unparalleled success. The base successfully developed the U-2, the SR-71, and the F-117 without a single Soviet spy ever stepping foot on the dry lake bed. It maintained U.S. air superiority for decades. Strategically, it was a cultural explosion. By refusing to acknowledge the base, the agency accidentally created a modern mythology that fueled decades of distrust and paranormal obsession. The Black Vault was so secure that it became a magnet for every secret the public wanted to believe. As far as technological and operational breakthroughs go, the Desert Shadow gave birth to the modern age of flight. Radar cross-section reduction, the birth of stealth technology through faceted airframe design. High-altitude propulsion, development of the J-58 engine capable of sustained Mach 3 flight. Remote payload testing, the first unmanned aerial vehicle sorties performed in restricted airspace, and foreign material exploitation. The evaluation process for reverse engineering captured enemy technology in total isolation. The Black Vault remind us that the best way to hide a secret isn't to bury it, but to let it become a legend. As the files reveal, Area 51 may have been a rumor, but the desert still knows how to keep its mouth shut. Thanks for listening, and join us next time as we examine Operation Timber Sycamore. In the heat of the Syrian civil war, the agency launched a multi-billion-dollar program to arm and train rebels. We'll uncover the supply lines, we'll look at the hidden training camps in Jordan, the secret cargo planes, and the moment the agency realized that once you release the hounds of war, you can't always choose who they bite. Join us next time for the Sycamore's sting. In the meantime, I'll see you in the archives.